You guys are always asking me how to draw, and I'm just like, I don't know. So I thought, hey, let's learn together by following some viral art tutorials that may or may not be good. Let's get drawing. Okay, so this first tutorial on YouTube has nearly 5 million views. And apparently, if you put a rainbow on your character's face and apply some filters, it'll make your art look 10 times cooler. So for now, let's just test this on my humanized version of Nick Wilde from Zootopia. Isn't he beautiful? Okay, so the first step is to make a multiply layer on top of the drawing. I have no idea how to do that. I'll figure it out. Color the top half with yellow like this, then red, purple, blue, and green on like the corners of the mouth. We add some blue to the corner of the eyes. Why does that look green? They also put purple on these parts of the eyes too. Yellow on the chin, and some dark red on the cheekbones, and the nose, but he doesn't have one. I'll just put it right there. Wow, Nick kind of be looking like a clown right now. Turn down the opacity, say to color the lips even though they already are colored, then put more red on the nose that does not exist. Okay, now he literally is a clown. Okay, so this is before and after. I think if I chose slightly different shades for his skin tone, it could have looked even cooler. This next one has 70 million views. That's crazy. This video is basically teaching you how to draw lips by using a bunch of lines and shapes and stuff. Now, for those of you that have seen my art before, you know that when I draw lips, it's generally pretty simple. I don't really do anything crazy. But honestly, what this person drew looks really cool, and I want to do that too. Elphaba shall be our test subject. Okay, sorry girl, I just gotta do this real quick. Now she is lipless. Okay, so first they started with a slightly curved line. I just made her look really sad. Okay, I'm sorry. For now, you're just gonna have to be depressed, okay? Then they put a curve up here, then a downward curve, and then another downward curve. Okay, not gonna lie, this looks kind of freaky right now. Then they connect the bottom lip line. Oh my god. Then they put this curve up here. Wow, there's lots of curves in this tutorial. And for some reason, they put 2 circles at the bottom. 1, 2. Then they finally connect the top lip. That looks kind of weird. And they just color it in. There's no tutorial for that part. They just do it in like 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to replicate this as best as I can. I'm kind of scared. Okay guys, I don't think you're ready for this. Before, drum roll please. After. Look at Elphaba guys, she literally got a glow up. And this is just the lips compared to the guidelines. It definitely helped. Alright guys, this one has 200 million views. What? So this video is like apparently a cool hack on how to draw a star, and I don't know why, but this tutorial intimidates me so bad. There are so many lines, so many curves, so much going on. Why is it so complicated? I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm notoriously bad at drawing stars, so that's why I chose this one. So first they make like this triangle square shape. Okay, that's bad. I want to use the line tool so bad, but I must resist. Okay. This looks fine. Why am I using this color? Let's do pink. Why is this single line so hard for me? It's one line. Okay. Oh my god. This is so... That does not look good. Let's do this one more time. Wow, these don't even connect. I think it's safe to say I have failed. 23 million views, how to draw a body tutorial. Honestly, this looks pretty simple. Let's try it. First, they draw a circle. Okay, good enough. The headlines, ears, and they draw something called the line of action. I guess this is how tall the character is supposed to be. Torso, which ends in this circular shape. I accidentally made them pregnant. Then the hips are like this very triangular shape. Triangle shoulder pad, then the thighs, and they draw the chest area, and then they actually draw the hands first before drawing the rest of the arms, which is actually very smart, because since your hands are usually supposed to land at your hips, if you put them there before you draw the arms, you won't end up making your arms too long. And then they finish it off by just drawing their OC. Okay, we're done. This was a pretty good and simple tutorial. My only complaint is that they didn't draw the rest of her legs. She's just floating. Now we are learning how to draw a nose. You guys know how I just don't draw noses? Well, that changes today because of this tutorial, which has 338 million views. So they're using a bunch of shapes and stuff. But first, we need a person to draw this nose on. now we have this drawing of a cute girl, and I don't know how cute she's gonna look after I put this nose on her. Actually, I feel like I'm gonna need more space for this nose. So first they start off with drawing a triangle. I guess that's good enough. Then they put a circle in the middle, and then two smaller ones. Circles are my worst enemy when it comes to drawing. Then we put two long lines down the middle, kind of like this. That totally doesn't look weird at all. Now we're just filling in the details. Whoa. I'm doing what the tutorial tells me to do, okay guys? I know this doesn't look good. Alright guys, I reveal to you the nose. To the people who always comment why I don't draw noses on my art, now you know why. Okay, on a real note, I'm sure there's noses that does look good for my art style, but this ain't it. I actually did used to draw noses on my art, but people kept saying it looked stupid and dumb, so then I stopped. So there's a little history. Now it's time for a traditional art tutorial. So this person takes a piece of paper, puts it over the eye that they already drew, then they harshly scribble over that, which actually like prints the eye, and then they trace that over the other side, and it literally looks like they copy and pasted their eyes in real life. As someone who always copy and pastes my eyes because I'm lazy, I'm very excited for this. Okay, here is my almost finished drawing. She just needs the other eye. As an artist, it's embarrassing to admit I don't have any other paper besides this sketchbook. So for this challenge, I'm gonna have to rip some of this sketchbook paper. That was so sad. Okay, so we put this here, and we just take our rage out on this drawing, on this piece of paper. I hope I don't break my pencil doing this. This is the only pencil I have. Okay, let's see if that worked. It kind of did. There, now she has another eye. So I just trace? What? How does that work? Okay, so I guess the reason why this looks so light is because my sketchbook paper is really thick. So it's not really meant for tracing. What if I just do this? Boom. Wait, I just realized I did it completely wrong. Now I gotta do this again. Okay, it kind of worked. I also kind of realized I'm very bad at tracing. Expectations versus reality. But if you're someone who's actually good at making stuff symmetrical, definitely give this a go. You thought you were bad at anatomy? Not anymore. This has over 1 million views, and it's basically showing that you can just make a really complicated pose using simple shapes. Let's do it. This shall be my reference that I randomly found on Pinterest. So in this video, the guy is kind of just like eyeballing the shapes that he sees on the picture. I'm actually gonna go in here and discover the shapes that are actually in the picture so that it's easier. Okay, now we kind of have an idea of what we're working with. Now the intimidating part, drawing from scratch. I'm gonna put a circle oval thing right here. Circle for the butt cheek. Okay, I feel like this is gonna be the challenging part right here. The leg and the foot. Okay, that's not terrible. I actually have no idea where her other foot is. Worry about that later. Okay, these look pretty different. Let me go in and just... That's a bit better. Now we just have to fill this in and put all the details as best as we can. Okay, here is my attempt. I did have to make some adjustments to the anatomy because I realized while I was drawing it looked a little wonky, but I think this tutorial is good. I think if you consistently use this method, it could be really useful. And I also do recommend tracing these shapes over the picture before starting your drawing. Next up is this Chinese hair coloring method. This one has nearly 6 million views. This hair looks so majestic. Since they already have a sketchy style in this tutorial, we're just gonna use this girl that we drew earlier. Let's just move this nose out of the way. They chose red, so I'm choosing that too. Next, they add a dark gradient at the bottom, and then a lighter one at the top. This already looks pretty. Now, this next step is pretty unique because instead of putting shading in the hair, where shadows would usually be, they put light. This is basically reverse shading. And then in the next step, they say to shade with a darker color, but in a more distorted way, like the Hyundai logo shape. Very specific. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I've literally never shaded like this before. I don't know what brush to use and I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't think it's supposed to look like this. Okay, look, we finally got a proper brush. I've never downloaded a brush before on Clip Studio Paint. I always use the default brushes. Guys, I have been struggling on this shading part so hard, and I don't know why. I've redone this 3 times. Okay, not exactly like theirs, but good enough for me. Then they say to pick the opposite of the hair color, desaturate it, and then put it in dark places of the hair. Okay, that looks pretty cool. And then lastly, they say to add this cool highlight. You know what? This turned out pretty cool looking. I learned I am not that good at painting, but I think I did a decent job. Alright, moving on. This one has 8 million views. And it's what every artist hates most because it's drawing hands. But wait, this might actually be the easiest way to draw them. This tutorial is also by Colleen, so apparently if you draw the outline of the hand first, it makes it easier to draw the rest of it. So to test this out, we're gonna draw 3 different hands. Easy, medium,
and hard.
The last one is actually a picture I took of my hand. Yes, I know it looks weird. Starting off with easy, we're just gonna draw the outline of this and see how it goes. Okay, here's the outline. I'm not sure why I chose this hand for the easy level because this doesn't feel very easy. Okay, here's my outline. Now it's time to fill in the red. The fingers are a little bit wonky, but pretty good. Now for medium. Do the outline. Can't forget the strawberry. All right, here's our outline. This is gonna be hard. So far, looking all right, or at least I hope so. For anyone who consistently watches my videos, you know that I usually only draw 4 fingers because it's just part of my art style, so this is definitely out of my comfort zone. I finally finished this one. I think the main difference is this finger is way too high up compared to how it is over here, but I can tell you right now, if I didn't use the outline method, this would look way worse. It helped quite a bit. Now for the final boss, let's go. Wow, what is that? I don't think it's that bad, guys. Like, it's mostly just this over here. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, that's actually pretty different from the outline. All right, I think these 2 turned out pretty okay. This one, not so much. I actually do like this method, though. I recommend it. Next, we're learning how to draw these beautiful eyes. Look at those. Okay, this has over 6 million views. It looks pretty simple, and it's just this person showing how they draw eyes, which are definitely some of the prettiest eyes I've seen. So first, they draw 2 ovals. Now we're drawing the outline of the eyes. This video goes kind of fast. I'm just trying to keep up with it. And they connect the bottom lid. I really admire traditional artists because they can't copy and paste the eye. I usually do that because I'm very lazy. This already looks so cool. Now to draw the eye circles. Then they make these really cool eyebrows. I like the little 3 lines they put. It adds so much. I'm actually kind of obsessed with these eyebrows. Then they make the inside of the eyes really dark. These eyes are looking into my soul. And then for the final touches, they add some really cool highlights. Oh my gosh, look at how cool these eyes are. I'm really curious to see how this looks on one of my characters. Okay, maybe not.